Pretty great. So you got to tell me, dude, like first time in a sensory deprivation take. Tomorrow is going to be your first massage from a real masseuse.
It's my first time in any kind of health, self,
care thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you've been in a sauna though.
Yeah, years ago. I've been in a sauna probably 10 years.
Wow. And are you just not into this stuff, or you never think to do it? That's my thing. I never think to do it.
There's this thing called finances.
Yum, yum, yum. Me likey. My wife Kate told me I have to stop saying yum, yum, yum. That was going to be my new tagline.
Oh, I think it's a good one.
She thinks it's disgusting. And I'm like,
I
what?
know you did it once last night.
Yeah.
But in previous sets, I've seen you do it 3 or 4 times. And I think it's great.
I love it, but she keeps saying it's sort of lascivious. I don't know how I feel about that. Anyway, back to you. I know the finances thing. That's why this is my gift to your body and your mind.
I appreciate it.
But I mean, I'm not paying for it. But
Are we?
Yeah, just kidding.
I'll give you my for you, of course.
But I think no, this is my gift to you, man. And I think that you might be just the dude to enjoy flotation tanks. They call them sensory deprivation tanks. What was it like in there? Were you in your head the whole time? Were you thinking about stuff? Were you able to let it all go? Were you thinking about comedy? Were you thinking about relationships or life on the road? What were you thinking about in there?
I think it would have been better if I was face up.
Because for me, it was a whole sort of burning sensation in my eyes and mouth and dick.
Yeah. And the rubber duck was a cool approach, too, that they put in.
I think that's the way.
Clearly, I was thinking of jokes while I was in there, just trying to think of bits.
Were you really? That's why I didn't want to do it together.
First of all, did they put 2 people in that pod? No. There's no way. How could you even do...
No. Never in the pod. It's where I was. And you did you see mine?
It looked a little bigger, but even for 2 people, that would be insane.
You can't.
I don't know how you would do that.
That's not the idea. I think that's for
that. I would say... I liked, because I guess I got question. I have a dumb question about it. Maybe the people up front would know.
Huh?
Why did I say that? Side note, I think I could probably set sauna records. Like heat. I love the heat.
I love it too.
I could probably do like 300. I mean, you know.
Right now it says
141.
141. Here, I'll show you what it's like.
Well, maybe I spoke too soon.
165.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting.
Because I'm from South Georgia, which is like the hottest ever.
That's a wet heat, which is interesting.
Humid beyond belief.
A dry heat, it'll sneak up on you.
Yeah.
And I need to get us waters.
I just had some. That's my cup over there.
All right.
Yeah, it was cool. I think I guess my question is, and this is a dumb question because I'm not that great at science, but you wonder because how much salt was in there? 1,200.
1,200 pounds
of salt. So do people, this is maybe, I think actually I kind of know the answer, but if someone is, let's just say, quite large, 500 pounds, do they have to add salt or less salt?
Add water,
but the same amount of salt? Because I guess the human body probably has.
We got to ask them. I've got sort of a large belly from fear, and I found that sort of I float in the middle and it twisted my back just a little bit, but I didn't find that last time at all. And so I wonder if mine had more salt or less salt than the float pod. I assume maybe they overdo it in there because it's so big.
Yeah.
But what did you think about it? I mean, you're coming up with bits about being in there, but you were in there for an hour.
I got restless probably a bit after in my mind. I mean, who knows about the time? In my mind, around the 30, probably 35, if I were guesstimating, I started to feel a little...
Thank you for guesstimating.
So
if you guess or you estimate...
You got to get it. I felt restless, kind of. Like, I started feeling like it bouncing around a little bit. Like
I think... And did you try and stay completely still and in the center?
At first, for the first 15, 20 minutes, I was like, well, I've never been in this. You know, I think the human brain, you want to start experimenting. Like, adventure, like... You know, people are like, humans explore caves in the ocean. And I was like, well, I've never been in this, so let me move a little. Let me, you know.
Yeah, I did some stretching in there that I hadn't done. Like I moved my feet around and I didn't do that last time. I tried to stay completely still. But did you ever sort of find yourself in a void where there was nothing?
No, I never really felt that way. But I do think if I was like, because I was reading a little bit about it, you know, yesterday, today. I do think that
That's amazing.
I guess some people, it can be like solitary confinement. I could see myself if I was in there for like, how long do you think it could last? Like someone may pose a question similar to this to me, like somewhere, like how long do you think you could last in there if they just shut it and locked it before you just went bananas?
I don't really know. No one's ever asked me that. I mean, I think it would take a lot of mental acumen and effort and almost like mind muscle
Yeah.
just to figure out a way to be in there for, because I do know people who, like, not know people, but I know that people will do it for 4 hours.
Oh, that's crazy to me.
And that is crazy. And I, a couple times, see, I wear my
David
watch
Blaine?
in there. David Blaine. No,
70.
he always gets out of there.
62 days of float
Oh my God, I believe it. So I wear this, and this time I didn't check it, but last night I kind of checked it, or yesterday, because I was like, how long have we been in there? Because I want to do the sauna also. And this is glow in the dark, but this time I was like, just don't check it, just see.
Yeah.
And so I had these kind of gradations of, fuck, I've been in here a long time.
Yeah.
Oh man, no, I can really do this, dude. I'm doing it. And then into, another. But what did you think about? Do you remember?
Not a lot, actually, and maybe that's
great.
good.
No, it's great because you're really in your head a lot,
Maybe that's
right?
oh, of course. How can you not be? It's
Alcohol.
Yeah, I felt very. I did start thinking about. I was like, man, I need to get my health. You start thinking like, well, this is good for you. Perhaps.
Yeah, you go. I should probably do this. That's what I thought. I'm going back to New York. I'm gonna do this 3 times a week. We'll see.
Up at 6 a.m. doing your protein
see, TJ,
shake.
right? Exactly.
Yeah, you started thinking like, man, I should really like get it together a little bit. That's what my thought was.
That's cool. I had that, and then I thought about comedy, and then when I started thinking about like career and stuff,
okay,
I tried to sort of get away from that. I was like, think about other stuff. Then I tried to think about Kate.
Yeah.
And it was funny. I did think about her for a little bit, and then I was like, I'm good on that. And then I started thinking about a couple negative things. This guy that fucked me over.
Oh, I thought of a negative thing too, actually.
And I thought about that, and then some other negative thing related to that. And then I was like, this is not what this is for. In fact, this is for pushing that out.
Yeah.
And so then I did it, and I was really proud of myself. So I don't think I can always do that. This particular thing, it made me so angry I couldn't sleep one night. Like, this is a little while ago, a couple weeks ago. But I figured it out with him, and I was able in there to be like, look, you're never going to get that money back. That guy is just not someone you can trust or work with. And
hold on, you saying show business not the most ethical business?
What business were you talking? What business was I talking about? And it wasn't show business; it was Bitcoin.
Okay, all right.
That's a
whole
other gooseberry fondue.
You telling me Bitcoin not the most ethical business?
Yeah, what's going on? TJ, you got to get into some of these more ethical businesses, like flotation tanks. So yeah, but I was proud of myself. I pushed that out, and then I kind of was able to sort of go, okay, I did that. And now I can move on to other stuff. But I'm mostly paying attention to my body because I was I was trying to get mobility, and they call it something else, in the shoulder. And so I'd move it to different places and let it just sort of lay. And then when I started to go, okay, I'm feeling a little bit this, then I would move it to another position, and then I'd put it on my chest sometimes to take the weight off completely. But from yesterday doing this to today, it's crazy how much I can move.
Oh, really?
And then today after this, and then the sauna is the perfect thing to do afterwards because it totally heats up.
Here's what I did think about. You're a theater guy, a performance artist, if you will. It reminded me of, you ever do I just glare on this. I just hope the camera works because it's been doing some weird stuff.
It's great so far.
It's been choppy anyway. I'm sure you have or you know of Alexander technique.
I've heard of it, but I wouldn't.
So I took it from this woman in New York. It was amazing. It's so awesome. But it's about how you move your body through I don't know what I'm talking about exactly, but like time and space. For instance, when most of us sit down, we sit down like this. It's not about that. It's like be conscious of like.
Yeah, totally. That's great.
And then a lot of Alexander technique is there's some like kind of stretching involved. Like this woman used to take. Her name was Belinda Mello in Midtown. Amazing. I would walk out of there feeling like just incredible. But this reminded me of that because when you're a float tank, I start to feel kind of long. You feel long in there?
Yeah.
because
And you're weightless.
yeah, and you start to feel long, and then it felt like Alexander technique to me because she used to kind of stretch me out a little bit, like in a way that was like so. That was good.
That's really good. Yeah, it's just good for your body and your mind, and it just slows you down. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm on my phone all the time.
Well, that's
And
the
so
world
to
we have.
not be on my phone or looking at it or just any of that stuff, I think that's an exquisitely important thing. So I'm so glad that you went through it.
Yeah, you know, you start thinking about it, it's like because after about 35 minutes, I'm restless, and then I'm like, man, how messed up am I that I start to feel? Because I used to kind of meditate. I'm sure you meditated in the past, perhaps.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I used to kind of meditate.
Stoic, yeah.
Yeah, and then I was like, I should get back to meditate. But I was like, man, I can't even last 35 minutes without starting because I'm in the tank starting to go.
You do have at least a couple minutes of going, what is wrong with me? Why can't I do this?
Yeah.
And then that makes you think about your behavior outside the tank.
Yes,
And then
that's what it is.
But then that's helpful because I think it
Yes.
makes you think about that in a different way.